Hello, everyone. You are welcome to the Morning Drive live on ECWA Television International. My name is Magdalene Azal, and today I want to talk about something, as usual, but today I want to talk about fear. Fear is the word we use to describe our emotional reaction to something that seems dangerous. People fear things or situations that make them feel unsafe or unsure. Of course, when you talk about fear, so many people will be thinking, yeah, okay, fear is something that you're not sure of. And it is more like we've been hearing so many times people telling us that we should not fear our situation. We should not fear the circumstance. We should not fear a lot of things, even though it is good not to fear. But fear actually makes you, or it stimulates your brain to let you know that okay, there's something you need to watch out for. So even in your quest of not to be too scared of things, you should be cautious of the fact that your mind is telling you to fear something or to be scared of something. Why should you fear that? Okay, so if you see a signal or a sign telling you to be sure of something, make sure you understand why your mind is telling you to be scared of that thing, or why is your mind not so sure of that very thing. So it is okay for you to be scared, it is okay for you to have fear, or it is okay for you to have doubt, but it is just for you to make sure you get to understand why you have doubts on those things and work on them to achieve what you want to achieve. I do not believe that fear should keep me in one place, or I do not believe that fear should keep me in a box, because everyone needs to explore, everyone needs to understand there is a lot of things that we need to do, or a lot of things that we need to achieve. But most times people are caged in one place because of fear of the uncertainty, fear of what they are not sure of, fear of what they don't even know about. But trust me, it will just limit you. Sometimes you need to just take the time to think, or to put yourself in a situation where you need courage, because trust me, without fear there won't be courage. But everybody needs to have courage in his mind to say, okay, this is the next thing I want to do, or this is the next step I want to carry. Let's talk about how even in your businesses, because there are so many people who have not started some businesses that would wish to start because of how people have discouraged them, or because of they are taking lessons from other people's mistakes, and they would say, I will not start this. If I start, I'll probably end up the way that other person ended up. But everybody has his own fear to deal with. Everybody has his own struggle to deal with. If that person did it his own way and failed, it shouldn't be something that you put your mind into it and say, okay, I don't want to do it because I might fail. We are different, we are unique in our own ways, and we must not do things the same way, but definitely at the end we'll probably get the same result. Just maybe the method, or the technique you need to use for you to be able to achieve that very thing you need to achieve. So do not fear, even if it seems like it is impossible for you to achieve that thing you are trying to achieve. Do not fear. And the only way you would not be afraid in taking decisions, or taking or doing things that you need to do, is to go to God. I'll always say, always go back to God, pray to God, ask him for his leading, ask him for his direction, and trust me, you will never go astray. No matter the determination someone has to reach to somewhere, it gets so tough on the road to the extent that you start doubting yourself. And sometimes you'll be so sure of what you want to do, and when you start, maybe the disappointment, the discouragement, so many things that will just come up on the way, you just start feeling like, can I do it? Can I even get to the top? Can I get to where I want to get to? Definitely all these things will come up because you do not really know how it is going to end. But it doesn't stop you from doing what you are doing, or it doesn't stop you from working so hard to be determined to get to where you are going to. Determination, definitely you have. Sometimes you have the determination from beginning, but it will not get to a place you'll be feeling like, this thing is really tough. Oh, yes, it is going to be tough. It is not like it's going to be easy. There's nothing good that comes easy. So you have to know that no matter the discouragement, no matter the fear, no matter whatever thing that someone has told you before, just put your mind into it and you are going to make it. And I think, most times when people talk about mistakes and them trying some things and they have failed because of some little mistakes that they have done, some mistakes are actually very little, but their consequences are actually very loud. But it doesn't stop you from trying your best to explore what you have, or to explore what you want to explore for you to get a better result. I would say, if it wasn't because of the mistakes I've made before in my life, I wouldn't have gotten to this place I am, or I wouldn't have been in this place I am today, because a lot of times we have taken decisions that are not so suitable, especially for the time being, but we still took that decision. It affected you, but it doesn't mean that if it affects you, and trust me, this word, or this statements that they say, every disappointment comes with its own blessing. I am sure at the very time you're getting that disappointment, you would never feel like there's anything good out of it. You'll just be feeling like the world has come to an end. You'll just be feeling like, this thing, I made this mistake, is my fault. Is my fault. Of course, it is good that you realized that you made a mistake and it is your fault, but you cannot stay and wallow in the thought of you have failed and there's nothing good that will come out of you. God forbid. God has given us the power to think better than what we are, better than what we are thinking. I sometimes feel like, if I had, there's this way sometimes I just feel like I am better than what I am manifesting now, but it is because of the way people think. So it is time for us to think out of the box. It is time for us to think better. It is time for us to do things that we want to do, especially when we are working in purpose. There is great achievement when you're working in purpose. Make sure you're working in purpose, and if you're working with God, definitely you are going to be working in purpose. So many people just wake up and start doing things on their own, and the reason why they get easily discouraged, or they get disappointment, or they put some of these negative thoughts in them, is because at first they didn't ask for the leading of the Holy Spirit. Have you taken a decision where so many people will talk to you about, like, people not even talk to you, like people will be looking at you like, what's this person doing? But deep within you, because you have communicated with the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit has led you in to that very stage that you had to do that thing you're doing. Trust me, there's no discouragement or disappointments that will come and weigh you down. So you have to put God first in everything you're doing, so that he is going to lead you. Isaiah 41 says, don't worry, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will make you strong and help you. I will support you with my righteous right hand, that brings victory. You should know at the end, victory is sure. So you don't be scared, don't be afraid. As long as you have the leading of the Holy Spirit, everything is going to just work out well. I know so many times you just be feeling just the way I said, it is okay to be scared, it is okay to be afraid, but don't allow yourself to be driven by your fear. If you are scared of starting a business, then how would you even succeed in what probably the business is where God is going to bless you and improve you and increase you and grow you, and you don't want to even start because you're scared of what maybe you're scared that your customers will not come. But trust me, if you have the good character, if you have the good behavior, if you have the good strategy, your customers are going to come. First of all, you have to pray to God that he leads you. Then just believe in him, believe in the process. So many people just have things planned out, but they don't even believe in the process. If you don't believe in what you're doing, you can never have satisfaction, because you won't even put your best in it. Because if you believe in it, which means you are going to put all the passion and the love that you have in you into achieving that thing. But if you don't believe in it, then you won't put the passion, and at the end, trust me, you will not be satisfied, because you just be feeling like you are not loving what you're doing. You are not getting the exact satisfaction or the exact results you are looking for. It is because you are not working on growing yourself. Instead, you're growing your fear of not doing it right, instead of you to grow yourself in seeing yourself bigger than, where you are. And it is good to look at the brighter future, or the bigger picture, seeing yourself in a big way, seeing yourself in, achieving that very thing you want to achieve. But how can you achieve it is for you to start doing something. And how can you start doing something? It's for you to believe in what you're doing. If you don't believe in what you're doing, you can never get love out of it. So when you love what you're doing, you will believe in it, and then it will just grow. So just make sure that you put yourself in that situation. And another thing that some people just keep themselves into, the nature of being just scared of starting something, is insecurity. Most times people are being told on how they cannot do this thing, how they cannot do that thing, and it has sunk into their head to the extent that they don't think of themselves like people that can do anything or can achieve anything. Even though they don't say it out, from their action you will definitely see it, because of how people have told them some things. I would say, do not listen to what people say. But on this very episode, I would want to talk to people who sometimes discourage people from doing some things that are going to be beneficial to them. Sometimes you need to ask yourself the kind of courage this person has had to gather for him to say he wants to start something. And it is okay if you notice that the person cannot do that thing, but how you will relate it to the person actually matter. Because there are so many times you would see, somebody will just come and tell you, the manner in which the person will just come and tell you this thing will just make you feel like you can't amount to something. You can't amount to something. And no matter how we say it, that people's words should not work on us, it will get to a time that, because we are humans, our heads or our minds keep registering those bad thoughts or evil, negative thoughts, and then it starts playing in our lives without us realizing. And that is why it is so important that you get very calculative when you have putting your friends together, who and who is around you, who and who is in your corner. And you have to know who and who are in your corner, because so many people are just around you, but they are not in your corner. They are there to discourage you. They are there to, disappoint you. They are there to just bring you down. But if you notice those kind of people, sieve them away from you, and, work on making yourself better without them. Okay, learn to be without people. Learn to stay on your own. Learn to stay in your lane. Trust me, if you want to transform yourself, if you want to do something good for yourself, there are so many people you need to cut off. People who distract you, people who don't advise you, positively, people who don't tell you things that you need to do that will better yourself. Instead, they just criticize you anytime you're not doing something right, or anytime you're doing something right, but they don't like it, and they are sometimes people are, because of they are scared of the power you have in you, they may try to discourage you. So don't belittle yourself, don't bring down your light because you think somebody somewhere has said something. It is very possible the person is so scared of the type of person that he noticed that you have in you, and that is why the person is telling you that. So you have to be very careful, even as you listen to people and what people tell you on a daily basis. And on this note, I would like us to take our video for the day, and I hope you will learn something out of it. And when we are back, we'll continue with fear.
My name is Esther Uchechiku, and here is my shop. My shop, that is the name of my shop, is Uche Base Industrial Chemical. Here is a place that we deal on household chemicals, of how to make many household chemicals, such as liquid soap, like the one I'm doing here, the liquid soap I'm doing here. We have Izai, we have Ditto, we have air freshener, we have many household chemicals. Anyone you can think of is here. So these are the chemicals, the raw chemicals used to make for making all these products. So I'm here to tell my fellow women out there, don't just stay at home saying that there's nothing you can do. So I'm telling my people out there, women out there, my friends, my brothers, my sister, don't just stay idle. Don't just stay in one place. There is something for you to do. There is something for you to grab and earn a living, a livelihood living with it. We are here to also help our youth out there. When you come, the only thing, you calm down, we'll give it, tell you how you go about doing it. Then before you know, you make a guys, you start making something, and before you know, you go forward. So I'm encouraging everyone out there, try to do something and help yourself. Don't stay idle. They say an idle man is a devil workshop. When you stay at home without doing anything, I don't think it's good. And why I do this, the benefit is that it's helped me a lot. It's helped me, guys, to just like exercise, because there are many things. You can't just stay. It's what you do, and I feel happy with my work. I'm very, very happy when doing it. Some people say no, it's stressful, it's chemical, it's harmful. Yes, we know that, yes, there's nothing in this life that don't have advantage and disadvantage, but you have to do it well. When doing it, you know what you know what you avoid and know what you do. So I know there is some parts that is of it that will not be this thing go, but we have to prevent it also. We face these challenges of these chemicals. Before you enter there, you have to protect yourself before entering there. Sometimes you do enter, but I will not say because of the disadvantage, then I will stop. Guys, I have to still do it. Sometimes standing. Another challenge is standing. Sometimes I do stand from morning to night. When I come, I stand. It's not a work that you just come and sit down in one place. You have to stand and be giving one or two things. That is my challenge sometimes. So I have to stand. That's why I need some people to help me also. I have to stand to give I don't sit down. So that is on my challenge. And also coming, I have to attend to my call, give them what they want. Also the best. That is, I do open my shop in the morning, early in the morning, as early as 8. I'm here, and 5:30 I'm gone to do one or two things. That is it.
You are welcome back. This is still the Morning Drive live on ECWA Television International. My name is Magdalene Azal, and we are talking about fear. What is that thing that has kept you away from achieving your dreams? What is that thing that is keeping you away from being satisfied in your life? You need to look into it and make yourself worth living, because so many times people, because of the fear they have in them, has made them limit themselves to the extent that they are not even happy with themselves. And there is no how you find joy, satisfaction, happiness when you are not doing that very thing you ought to do, or that very thing that you need to do, that will be an achievement in your life. Achievement, anytime you do something good for yourself, there's this joy you have in you. So you have to look for that thing that will make that joy come up. And that is why we are talking about fear, because a lot of times insecurity, disappointment, failure, mistakes that we have done has made us feel like we cannot amount to anything. But I am telling you this morning that you are bigger than your fear. You are bigger than your situation. You should look yourself in the eye or in the mirror and tell yourself that you are better than where you are, and you can achieve what you are set to achieve by the grace of God. And just the way I would always say, go back to God, pray to Him, and He is going to lead you. Don't make your insecurities limit you. Everybody has weakness, everybody has limitation, but you should recognize what your weakness is and work towards achieving that thing that you want to achieve. Okay, so don't think because you have weakness you cannot do it. No, everybody has. It's not like the most confident person you see has his own weakness too. You don't know the struggle that the person had to go through for that person to have that kind of courage or that kind of confidence the person has in him. It has to do with constant practice. It has to do with you putting it in your mind that this is my weakness, this is my limitation, but I want to work towards achieving, that confidence I have to achieve in me. And then at the end, you see, self-practice, so many things you need to do, you will just come back on track. And that is why I'm saying, whatever it is that you want to do today, make sure you look for a way out. Okay, make sure you look for a way out to, a way that you can help yourself achieve that thing you want to achieve. Don't keep yourself caged in one place. Don't keep yourself, just feeling down all the time, because if you don't achieve what you want to achieve, you will definitely be feeling like, why am I existing? Why am I existing? And you should know that transformation, if you want to achieve something and you're trying to work on it, transformation doesn't just come in one day. You can keep practicing, you can keep doing what you want to do. Don't worry about the mistakes you have to do or you have to deal with when these things come up. Okay, don't worry about those mistakes, because if you keep worrying about the mistakes you're going to have, it is going to affect you. But transformation, you should know, transformation doesn't come just once. It comes like, you keep doing it, you make mistakes, you just understand, okay, this is where I made mistake and I want to avoid it. Just keep working on yourself, and at the end, you are going to achieve that thing. So don't keep yourself in one place. Do not pay attention to what people think you are. Trust in what you are making out of the situation. Of course, so many, like, we have grown. We should grow to the extent that, mere talks shouldn't bring us down. But even though I had, just the way I said earlier, there are so many people who are so good in bringing people down, I think we should stop doing that. Okay, so many people are struggling with a lot of things that they cannot even imagine, or you cannot even imagine. There are some times that you get so overwhelmed by your situation that even you yourself, you don't know how you can come out of it. So don't, if you just see somebody doing something, be kind, be nice to the person, like rebuke that person in love, rebuke that person with kindness, so that at the end, you get to understand that, okay, this is actually the person's struggle, because you wouldn't know. Some people just appear strong, but in them, trust me, they are struggling with a lot of things. So you have to be very careful when you talk to people, how you talk to people, and how you encourage people. It has to be, we have to have our bags. We need to take care of our neighbors. We need to be, to give a helping hand. We need to make sure that we encourage people daily, because so many people are going through a lot. So even as you go out doing your works, even as you're at your job, make sure, you give a helping hand to someone. Make sure you encourage someone positively. Make sure you just have a positive impact on someone today. Thank you for watching The Morning Drive, and I'll see you next time. For now, I'll see you. Bye-bye.